Shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the 144,000 and the greater multitude. May peace and blessings be upon your households. And also, shalom to the prophets of Great Millstone also. Okay. And last 24 hours or so. Okay. As Italy is about an hour or two away by plane from the UK. Okay, it is in so-called Europe. This Edomite, so-called the Pope, is has passed on, has died on Easter or Ishtar Monday at the age of 88. Now, whether he's really gone or he has actually gone, right, is another story. Okay, but let's just say he is gone right now. I mean, he is of age, so he's gone. All right, which I hope he anyway. Let's just say he's gone. Now we're approaching something drastic that's going to happen. As you can see around the world, all major stars, Hollywood stars, musicians, right? People that you grew up around, generally, that have come of age have passed on. But the people of this world that signified this demonic kingdom, right? From the golden era of Hollywood, music, certain so-called significant figures of this world are passing on. The Queen, okay, when Prince Charles became king, people were chucking eggs at him. When his mother became queen in the 50s, people were chucking rose petals at her. She was in a horse and carriage, and the whole world was watching. Everyone was going, yeah, 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 the Queen, all that kind of shit, all that kind of thing. It was a real big deal. Now they're chucking. When Prince Charles became king, they were chucking eggs at him. Right? The Queen passing on. You don't see the so-called Illuminati anymore. Those Rockefellers and Rothschilds like you used to in the media. Everyone is disappearing. Where are they disappearing to? Some of them have gone in front of Yahweh Bashem Yashai to face their judgment because he's going to come back as a slave anyway, this devil. All right? All right? The one who, he used to bow down to a so-called black Madonna and a so-called black image of the Messiah, right? A dark image, because these people are our accusers. They cause all the problems and they accuse us. He's part of that number two, right? And then a lot of them have disappeared, Some are hiding in their bunkers. Some are seeing the whole world through, the many cameras around the world. They're watching. They're living a so-called regular life like they were living underground, right? Okay? And a lot of them have passed on, which goes to show that the fashion of this world is passing away, paraphrasing a scripture, and it is a beginning of one, is the ending of one thing and the beginning of another. 2 Ezra 6 verse 9, for Esau is the end of this world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Esau is a so-called white man, Jacob is a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. They are the bulk of the Israelites. Okay, you got your Israelite foreigners also that are of that paternal lineage, that are also members of the elect. Some of them that are scattered around the world, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. All right, and this devil passed on after the Easter ritual. Okay, now in the scriptures where it says Easter is meant to be Passover, all right, the Israelites don't celebrate no fucking Easter, no eggs, no chocolate eggs, none of that bunny rabbit nonsense. All right, it's got nothing to do with the Passover. Okay, now this is what Ishtar is. Hence, either where that term Easter comes from. Okay, this is Ishtar, pronounced Easter. Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. Her symbols, like the egg and the bunny, were and still are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think eggs and bunnies had anything to do with the resurrection. After Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Jebus. But at its roots, Easter, which is how you pronounce Ishtar, is all about celebrating fertility and sex. And there's also other rituals and other uh, demonic things that they do as well. But this is what Easter or Ishtar is in a nutshell. Okay? Where is that? Right. Okay, he died at 7:35 at the age of 88 on the 21st of April in Vatican City. All right. A lot of people actually believe this person. I mean, where are all these people that are coming to mourn this weirdo, right? This individual. Where were the people when all these children are being raped and molested? You know, wasn't this the guy or people like him, his cohorts, that would authorize them to move on from one church to the next? All right. People don't even look at the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai. And Italy's, a good portion of them are Israelites over there, especially southern Italy. You've got a portion in northern Italy also, but there's a good portion in southern Italy, right? They worship this devil more than the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai. Look how they got this image up, idols, worshipping, what Jake been doing, wood and stone. Scripture comes to mind. Where is it? Matthew 23:9. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. And don't, I was just Googling it. Yes, Catholics refer to the Pope as Holy Father. You're not supposed to call him Holy Father, and they call him Father, don't they? All right. Yes, many Christian denominations, particularly Roman Catholics, this is wacky tacky Christianity, by the way, not the real Christianity. You have to be, first of all, to be a real Christian or Christ-like or Hamashiach-like, you have to be an Israelite by blood. All right. Hence, therefore, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, the native Indians, and those that are of that paternal lineage. Yes, many Christian denominations, particularly Roman Catholics and high Anglicans, call their priests father. This practice is rooted in the tradition of recognizing the priest's role as a spiritual guide and leader, akin to a father figure. But what does the scripture say? Right? Matthew 23:9 again. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. All right. So they're meant to be all, holding the Bible up, and so-called worshiping the Most High. But do they really adhere or follow the scriptures? The Bible is just basically a prop. Okay, it has nothing. They follow nothing that's within it. Okay, because most of these wacky tacky Christians are sodomites. Okay, they don't get married to women. They've abstained from sexual intercourse with a woman. Obviously, what do they do? Okay, they got a foul spirit on them, and so to relieve themselves, what they do, they mess with little children, mess with little boys, little men. They're sodomites, which is against the Levitical law. So they're just basically it's Satanism in a nutshell. All right. So after this satanic ritual, okay, which goes to show that this world is ending. Okay, the Lord is speeding up the time, and devil's going to come in hardcore. All right. Is there going to be another successor of the Pope? We'll see. All right. Someone might stand in there temporarily or whatever. We don't know. All right. But these things are coming to an end. The fashion of this world is passing away, man. All right. End of something and beginning of something new, which is the righteous kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Okay? We're in hell. We don't want to prolong his kingdom, so Brak Yahweh Shem Shai, this devil passing on. All right? He's going to be a slave in the kingdom. Have him in the field wearing that stupid outfit, picking cotton. That'd be funny to watch. devil. Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So we want things to speed up. We want things to, you know, we want the demise of this kingdom, and we can see it fall apart in every single way. We can see it in its spiritual fabric, which is on the left-hand side. Nobody's celebrating the Halloween bullshit no more. People aren't doing that trick or treat nonsense. People aren't doing that knocking on doors anymore this year or the last several years. All right, people don't celebrate Christmas no more. Pursuant to the book of Jeremiah 10, you're not supposed to celebrate that nonsense anyway. The book of Jeremiah, yeah. The Lord doesn't acknowledge these these demonic rituals. You know, the Lord hates that. Right? Nobody's putting up lights, trees no more. Okay, nobody gives it ish about so-called Easter. If anything, people just buy the candy. That's about it, just to eat. They don't give a crap about no damn Easter, man. Only dumbasses do that. Still actually acknowledge this nonsense and believe in this Pope and acknowledge him more than the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yashai, because they call him Father. They put his image up. They come there to mourn this devil. Where were the individuals all that are mourning this devil? What about all the children that were deleted, that were molested? What about all that? You know? Psalm 9 verse 17. The scriptures are, because obviously the laws and practices and the laws were given to the people of Yahweh Shemeshah, which are the Israelites. All right. But in the kingdom, Esau and the heathen nations will have to be taught our ways. Okay. Otherwise, we're gonna delete them, because these devils will still try and go back to their old practices. All right. And a lot of these people, especially our people that worship images of wood and stone and idols like they do, especially the so-called Catholics, which is against the scriptures, and they call upon the wrong name, especially, a lot of a lot of blacks, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Italian Jakes, and some so-called black Jakes. I hate saying the term black, Salakia, but, just trying to sort of like so people understand. Because you're known more by the bywords and who you really are, but you are the Israelites. Psalm 9:17, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High. Okay? This place is becoming hell. It's becoming unbearable. Okay? But the hopeful elect have comfort in Yahweh Bashem Rashai, because we know what's coming next. And this is glee, and we are elated these things are happening, because we can see the infrastructure of this world passing away, be it on a financial level, be it on a physical level, and also on a spiritual level as well, in terms of what this world is built upon on this left-hand side spiritual level. All this Catholic BS, or this Pope shit, or this Christmas shit, Halloween shit, is all passing away. All right? It's all ending. Let's read Matthew 7:22. Because some of these wacky-tacky Christians actually believe, even Catholics actually believe, that by saying the word Jesus, they're casting out devils. Already they're just moving from one place to another. They're not really casting out nothing. The devils actually laugh at them, man, because there's no power in the name Jesus. All right, Matthew 7:22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? But what's the name? They don't use the name Yahweh Shemashai. They only use it when they're accusing us, when they, put pork in our food, when they put drugs in our community, when they put poison in our food to make us act a certain way, that we act a certain way. Then they accuse that they say to the Lord that look at your people, look how they're behaving. Are they worthy of the birthright? Because they're trying to get their birthright back. It's not going to happen. But these devils are still proud. But a lot of these devils are having nightmares and seeing visions of the men of the Lord whooping their ass. They're seeing Yahushua return, you know. That's why a lot of them are hiding right now in their bunkers. Elon Musk is coming on certain interviews high as a mofo, man, trying to take that edge off because he's stressed out. A lot of these people are hiding, man, in their bunkers already because they know, man, the Lord's about to return, make that return. Okay. China yet to comment on Pope's death. Oh, this is perfect, isn't it? Right? They got so-called black woman, man. Man, if Esau is, Esau is Satan. I mean, sorry, if Esau is Batman, the so-called black woman is Robin, man. Let me see. You got any other images? Let me see. Okay, got the black woman there. More than likely Jake. Scenes from the Philippines. Look at that. He is crying and shit. Lighting candles. Fuck him and good riddance to that son of a bitch. One last scripture before I finish it up. It's 5:32 in the AM. Salakia. I'll paraphrase it a few times. Let me just read it. The fashion of this world passing away, King James Version. 1 Corinthians 7:31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. I think that was the right one. Unless it's in another. I believe that's the right one, Still learning, man, trying to get up to speed, But anyway, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakak. Ding dong the witches, DEAD. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakak.